Yo, crew, Captain's Log, Spooky Subchaser Stories, Episode 2. Subject, the Quatsino, former naval subchaser. Twin engines, twin screws, exceptional speed, critical structural fatigue. Following my service aboard the Norking, I was reassigned to another vessel owned by the same company. On paper, this wasn't an upgrade. In practice, it was something else entirely. The Quatsino was fast. The fastest subchaser I ever worked on. Unlike the Norking, she retained her twin engines and twin screws. No conversion, no compromise. When she ran, she ran. Speed gave her a reputation, and reputation has a way of concealing truth. Like all former naval vessels, the Quatsino carried more than machinery. She carried memory, war service, years as a fish packer, decades of strain. Whatever lingers in ships, whether ghosts, impressions, or something less easily named, had ample time to study the men aboard her, and they did. The crew was unusual, not incompetent, but unsettled. Each man carried a visible fracture, an anxiety, an obsession, a quiet unraveling. The ship seemed to know where to press. By this stage in her life, the Quatsino was worn thin, derelict in places, dangerously leaky. Her speed masked the problem, not only from above decks. Below, the sea was already negotiating entry. During one open sea crossing, we encountered heavy groundswells, large organized waves, the kind that test a hull rather than batter it. I was on deck when one of the engineers emerged from below. He stopped in front of me, and I knew immediately something was wrong. His expression was not fear, it was recognition. He said plainly, "The pumps are barely keeping up. There's too much water coming in." I rejected the statement instinctively. Disbelief is a form of self-defense. I told him there was no way. He did not argue. Instead, he said, with quiet indignation, "Come down and I'll show you." We were only steps from the engine room entrance. He flung the watertight door open and told me to follow, and to close it behind us. I did. We descended the ladder. The engine room was oppressive, hot, deafening, alive with vibration. And then I saw tarps, heavy tarps, draped over engines, electrical systems, anything vulnerable, not for oil, for water. Every time the ship rolled, seawater poured through the wooden hull planks, not as leaks, but as cascades, on one side, then the other. Each roll brought a fresh surge of seawater. It was not a trickle. It was not manageable. It was catastrophic. That was when I understood the engineer's expression. And when we returned topside, I carried the same look. Later that night, I went to my bunk. Sleep came, but not rest. I saw the ship sinking, not violently, not in panic. She went down slowly into darkness, lights still on, engines still running. It was not a dream. It was a warning. Spirits that watch over me do not speak in metaphor. They inform. Soon after, I requested a transfer. I spoke to my Uncle Don, the company's operations manager. He was surprised. The Quatsino was fast. She worked easy jobs. She stayed close to home port. He asked me why I would want off such a vessel. I told him the truth. Because the Quatsino is going to sink, and I don't want to be on her when she does. I was reassigned to another ship. the former minesweeper Marjorie Todd. I spent the remainder of my time with the company aboard her. Sometime later, while working near Alaska, news reached us. The Quatsino had collided with seaward arrows. A tow line crossed in strong current. A barge struck her stern. The wooden stern was torn completely away, yet true to her naval construction, she stayed afloat long enough to evacuate the crew. She was towed into Deepwater Bay. Witnesses later told me the final detail. Before abandoning ship, the engineers closed the watertight door to the engine room. The lights remained on. The engines kept running. And then the Quatsino slipped beneath the surface into cold, black water, exactly as I had seen. Final log entry, reflection. Speed can hide weakness. Reputation can delay truth. But the sea does not negotiate with denial. Ships fail long before they sink, and those who listen are given time to step away. The lesson is not fear, it is attention. If these recorded accounts from the sea matter to you, and you wish to help keep the log intact, you may reach us directly at ghostboatadventures@gmail.com. Those who wish to support the continuation of these stories can also visit our chart room at AskRavenNativeArt@Etsy.com. Links are in the description, where digital archives and related materials are kept. All support helps keep the vessel operational and the log ongoing. To tilt and wait, to fall and shout, Captain Jordan and his crew goes over and out.